Today we're looking at managing your magazine production in MagManager, and to do that I generally like to use the content screen. So you can access that by clicking on content in the top navigation bar, and this screen gives me an overview of all the advert and content artwork for the publications and issues selected in the sidebar. So you can see here I've got 3 publications selected and the issue selected. Now you can order the data in this screen by simply clicking on the little up down arrows in the header. So you can sort by the company name alphabetically, the advert or content, so the type, the size of the advert, who it's assigned to, the status and the due date. We generally work with 3 colours and a set of statuses that the team understand. So we've got 3 colours, which are pink, amber and green, and I'll go through these now for you. So we'll start with new. So anything that's new, that's the default status when a booking is made and a new piece of artwork assigned to it. Okay. Anything that's pink requires action by a member of the team. So new, this needs to be picked up by someone and set as an active status. And by active status, I mean it needs to be set as either awaiting the customer artwork or being designed, something like that. Okay, next we're going to look at being designed. So as the status name suggests, anything set at this status, the graphic designer is in the process of designing. Then we've got design complete awaiting approval. This would be the status set by the graphic designer once he or she's finished the design and they've assigned it back to you to check before sending it out to the client. And then we have artwork rejected, so we can see that here. This is whereby you're using the customer portal when the client has clicked on the link to reject the artwork. So it's automatically assigned back to you and the status is set as artwork rejected. So if I click on it, we can see in the notes the reason that the client's given. So you can see here they want the phone number updated. If it's a longer note that they've added, you can click on the little magnifying glass and it will automatically bring up the editor there with the information that the client's put in there with details that need to be updated on the advert. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the listing and then we're on to the amber listings here. So anything that's amber, an action is required by the client. So here we have awaiting customer artwork. Again, as the name suggests, we're waiting on the client to supply their artwork or components, text, images in order for the artwork to be designed. And a little bit further down we have waiting for customer approval. Again, as the name suggests, we're waiting on the customer to confirm that they're happy with the advert. Then it goes on to green. Anything that's in green I'm happy with and has generally been approved. So we can see here we've got all these artwork approved status settings, and a little bit further down we've got existing artwork. So as deadline approaches, I like to keep an eye on a few things on this screen, and things I check are what are the graphic designers doing. I like to see what they're being worked on and any client's work that's been assigned to them. So what I can do is I can just type the name in the search bar here, and I can see here that Jenny is working on 3 different adverts for 3 different clients there. So I can take her name out of there now. The other thing I like to check on is for any artwork that's not assigned to anyone. Okay, so I can see here at the top we've got quite a few here that are unassigned. Now I'm not too worried about the ones that are in green because they're already approved, and I can see that most of them are content anyway. But certainly the ones in pink here, they need to be assigned to someone. So it's a case of clicking on the listing there and then setting the status, so that we may be waiting on the customer to supply their artwork, so it'd simply be a case of coming down here and clicking awaiting customer artwork. Okay, so that's going to assign it to the client, and then I can click save and email. That's going to bring up the client's email address in the to field and a message for them to please supply their artwork. Okay, so I can go ahead and send, if I click send on email, it's going to send the email to the client with a link on them for them to supply their artwork. Okay, but I'm just going to close out of there for a minute. So really everything on here on this content screen that is pink and amber must be assigned to someone. There's also the due date field here on the right hand side. If I click on this advert here, we can see there's the due date field. So you can set that to a date in the future if you need to chase up any of the artwork statuses and things. We tend not to use it, but it is there as an option to use it if you wish. So as I explained earlier, this content screen is an overview of all the publications, and it can be for as many issues as you wish. What I generally like to do as I get closer to the deadline for a specific publication is to view the production status of just that magazine. And to do that, I click on Home, and then I click on the publication, which takes me to the flat plan overview screen. From here, I like to click on Manage Adverts, and this lets me see what's happening on the flat plan at this moment in time for this particular publication. So it's the Sully Voice, and it's for February 22, and this screen is only adverts. Okay, so again, it's very similar to the content screen, but it also includes a page column. So if I just hover over the page, you can see it brings up a little thumbnail image of what that page looks like on the flat plan. Okay. The other thing over on the left hand side here that I look at is Manage Content, and it's exactly the same as the adverts, but it just displays only the content artwork that's in the Sully Voice and the February 2022 issue. So on both these screens, what I'm watching for is just to see the progress until everything turns green. So we can see on the content I have everything marked as artwork approved status, so it's fully green, while if I go back to the adverts, I can see that there's still things in progress to be worked through before everything is complete. So really the key thing with production is ensuring that you have the correct artwork assigned to the booking line. So I'm going to run through a few examples of these now, just so that you can be clear on how the artwork is attached to each booking. So the first client I'm going to look at is Keeper Inn. And if I scroll back, I can see that they've previously booked back in December. Okay, and I'm going to book them in for one issue, Sully Voice for February, and I'm going to click on Complete Booking. So by default, because they've already booked in previously, if I click on the booking line there, I can see it's automatically attached the previous artwork to the booking line. Now we can see by just scrolling through here that this advert was from back in 2020, so they're very much going to want to use a new advert. So if I click New Advert, half page, and I'm just going to drag and drop it down onto the booking line. Okay, so you can see now this has the red line around it indicating that is the artwork that's connected with this booking for February. So if I click on the pink area, It just shows me the current status of the advert, so it's set as new and it's assigned to me as the user, so that's fine. I can just leave that as that. It's really important to have this initial setup correct so that you know that it's at new and it's assigned to a particular user, and then you can click update and click on save booking. So the next booking I'm going to look at is Lisa's Bar. Now she hasn't had any bookings with us before, so it's a brand new, and she's actually going to be booking in for 3 issues. So I'm going to select February, April and June and click complete booking, and we can see there that the client has no adverts. So if I click on new advert, I'm going to click on quarter page, and she said right from the start that she's going to have a new advert in every issue. She wants to put in a special offer. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on the plus sign and create 3 separate pieces of artwork, and I'm going to drag each one down onto a different booking line, and there you go. We can see that each one is attached to a different booking. Okay, and then I can click save booking. So the next one I'm going to look at is an ongoing booking. So I'm going to set that up for Boss Face. Go to bookings, and it's ongoing, so I'm just going to select for February and click on complete booking. I'm going to switch it as ongoing. I need to do that after. So I'm going to select the advert, so he's going for a full page. I'm going to drag that and drop it down onto the booking line, and then I'm going to set it as ongoing. So you can see what happens here is it's automatically populated the issues that I've created so far. So I have issues created up to December, January 2023, so December 22, January 23. Okay, and it's automatically assigned that full page advert space into each of those bookings. Now what I like to do now is I'll just click save. Now with these ongoing bookings, I like to have what I call a holding artwork. So if I click back on here, so each month when I look on the content screen, it's always going to be showing up as new. Okay, and what I do is I create a new advert for each issue. So I'm going to click new advert, full page, and I'm going to drag and drop that down onto the February booking line, because they've given me the advert that they want to use in February. And I want to click on replace, just replace this one. Okay, so if I click on February, I can see that this advert on the right is selected, and if I click on April, June, August, it still has the holding artwork space selected there. So I'm very quickly just going to upload the artwork onto this one for February. So if I click on the pink area there, click on upload artwork, and then I can select the file from my computer. And click update. Okay, so you can see we've got a piece of artwork there uploaded. So assuming we come forward to the next issue, so we're looking at April, we open up the booking and we can see that it's this holding space that's attached to April. It may be that the client says, actually we want to run the same advert as we ran in February. So it's simply a case of dragging and dropping that artwork down onto April and clicking just replace this one. And we can see now that the artwork on the right hand side here is attached to February and April, whereas July, August, October and December are all attached to the artwork, the holding one on the left hand side. So it may we get into June and the client comes back and he's now wanting to add a new piece of artwork. So what we do then is we'd click on new advert, select the full page, and then we could drag and drop down this other piece of artwork onto June. Select just replace this one, and we can see by selecting June we have this piece of artwork on the right. February and April still have the one in the middle, and then going forward August, October and December still have that holding piece of artwork there. So I'm going to save this booking and I'm then going to go ahead and add future publications. So I'm going to add February and April into the mix, and you can see which piece of artwork it picks up for that. So I'm going to click Save Booking there. I'm now going to go to Publications, the top navigation bar. I'll click New Issue, and it's Sully Voice, so I'm going to click on Create Issue for February and April. Okay, and I'm now going to go back to the client, so it's Face Boss, and I'm just going to click on the middle of the booking there, and you can see here it now has February and April added into the booking, and it's automatically added in this holding space there. Okay, so it just means that when new issues are added, it's not going to be picking up artwork that's run in a previous issue. For example, picking up the February 22 and the April 22 ad. It's always going to pick up this blank one that was created, and it just saves you the issue of ever running the wrong piece of artwork for these ongoing bookings. So I'm just going to click Save Booking, or actually cancel because I haven't saved anything there, and that's fine. So that all works fine when the client hasn't been invoiced in advance, but if the client's booked for say a year or something and they've paid in advance, then you'll find that the booking is locked. So let me show you this one as an example. So if I go back to August, okay, so we can now see that each of these lines are locked by this padlock. So if I wanted to update the advert that was on the October 21 booking, I know that's passed, but just for this example, what you need to do is you would unclick the padlock. I could select New Advert, and then I could just drag and drop it down onto the October line. If I tried to drop it on the other lines, you would see that it's just not going to let me do it because they're locked. But by unlocking the padlock, it'll let me update the advert for October, and I can go ahead and save the booking. Okay, and if I just go back in, we can see now that the October booking is allocated to this new advert that we've just added. Okay, so I'm just going to close out of that. The other thing that you might want to look at is the artwork, because sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming if your client changes their advert every issue. So it's good practice just to tidy that up. So I'm going to look at Ben's bar here. Okay, and so we can see, looking at this tab, the artwork, it says he has 8 pieces of artwork. Next row down we can see there's 7 advert and 1 content. But you're looking here and you're thinking, okay, there's only 4, there's not 7. But if we click on the Show Inactive, we can see the other 3 show up. okay, but they're greyed out. And if we turn the show inactive off, they disappear. So we can see here that we've got a full page and it's not assigned to any publication. So we can just delete that one. So if I click on the pink space there, and we can see there's the red delete button. If I click on delete and then click yes, go ahead and delete it. That's going to remove that piece of artwork from the listing. So we're now down, you can see it's gone down to 6 there and it's disappeared completely. If I click on the show inactive, it's not there either. Okay, so we can see we've got a couple of ads here. So this one here on the right hand side here was back in December. So they're not going to be using that going forward, or very unlikely, although we can always bring it back if needed. So in this instance, if I just click on the space of the advert there, I can go up to the little switch here that says active, turn that off, and then click save. Okay, I'm going to do the same with this full page here that was last used in October. Click on the middle and then switch the active off and click save. Okay, so you can see now I'm left with the one active advert that the client's using, and if at any time I want to see the inactive ones, I can just click that switch, and if I wanted to bring them back to being active, I would just turn the switch back on and click save. Okay, and that brings them back. And finally, I'm just going to show you where the artwork status settings are. So if you click on the gear icon in the top right of the screen to take you to the main settings page, if you look under publications and bookings, you'll find artwork statuses. Okay, so it's here. You can either add new ones or update anything in them simply by clicking on the name of the status. Okay, and that covers everything, I think, in the managing your publication. If you've got any questions, just reach out to the help desk and we'll be able to help you.